Hello, first and second grade friends. Hope you guys are having a nice time at home e-learning, and this will be a nice break for you whenever you get a chance this week to make this reindeer. This is what we're gonna make. I'm gonna walk you through the steps, and you can pause the video at any point. You can come back to it, and then you can send me a picture whenever you're finished and upload it to Google Classroom, okay? So you have about a week to finish it. I'll post a new project next Wednesday. But for this week, you can work on this whenever you have some spare time, all right? I gave you a list of supplies, so you should have those handy if you have them. And anything can be modified, so I know not everyone has things that we have here in the art room at home, so just use what you have, and it'll be great, okay? All right, here we go. First, you need your brown piece of paper, your dark brown piece. If you have just one shade, if you have a lighter shade, darker shade, whatever, just brown piece of paper if you have one. We're gonna make our reindeer out of this. So you're gonna need your pencil. I'm going to use a Sharpie just for time's sake, but you can trace it with a pencil and then outline it with your Sharpie in a minute, okay? So I'll do a step and then I'll show it so you can see it. All right, first we're gonna make kind of that rainbow arch. We want our reindeer to be nice and big, so don't make it too small. All right, now we're going to start to make the bottom shape of our reindeer that big kind of oval-y shape. So you've got your rainbow and then you've got that oval shape at the bottom. We're gonna draw in our ears. So kind of like, you know, two triangle-y shapes. If you wanna give them some inner ear, you can do that too. All right, so that's it for this part. Now you're gonna have your scissors. We're gonna cut this guy out. And again, I'm moving quick, but you take your time, pause the video, and come back to it whenever you need to, okay? All right, so we're gonna cut. If you drew with pencil, make sure you outline it with Sharpie too, that way you can just see those lines a little bit better. So we've got our reindeer cut out. Next, we are going to, nope, we don't need light brown yet. What do we need? Let's do white. We're gonna make his eyes. So you should have a white piece of paper handy. Scrap paper is perfectly fine. I like to fold my paper so I get two eyes at once. So I just kind of fold it. And then I can draw my circles, or we're gonna make them nice and big. So I made them more like ovals. And if I keep my paper folded while I cut, then I'm gonna save some time and I'm gonna get two eyes at once. So here's my two eyes. They're there. All right, now I'm gonna glue them onto my face. So you should have a glue stick handy. You can glue them on the top half, and I'll show you in just a second. Okay, so glue on your eyeballs. They should look something like that. Now you can design your eyes however you want. If you want to give it eyelashes, if you want to give it just a circle or an oval in the middle, if you want to kind of make them cross-eyed and look silly, you can do that. So draw in your eyes, however you want your eyes to be. Perfect. He's starting to look like a little reindeer. Now we need a red piece of paper to make our nose. And I forgot to lay one out, so I'm gonna run over there and grab a red piece of paper. But you start to get your red paper out and you're gonna trace a circle on it. I'll be right back. Back with my red paper. So now we're gonna make a circle. Now remember, this is Rudolph, so his nose should be nice and big. If you have something to trace at home for a circle, you could use something to trace like a circle shape, but if not, just kind of draw out your circle. Again, you can do it with pencil. You don't have to do it with Sharpie. And then we're gonna cut out that circle shape. So cut. And then we are gonna glue this guy right underneath the eyes, okay? So right in there. So glue on reindeer nose. And then we're gonna kind of draw in his little mouth shape. So it's kind of like those backwards J's, okay? He's looking good. I wish I could see all of yours at home, but I will soon because you can send me the picture when you're finished, okay? All right, now, before we move on to doing his antlers and all that good stuff, we're actually gonna work on the background piece. So you should have a white piece of paper. Oh, I had a red piece the whole time. It was hidden under my white paper. I thought I laid it out. Okay, good. Here's your white piece. You need a white piece that's a little bit bigger than your red piece or your green piece. You could do a green piece here too, red or green. So you can see in my example, I did green. This one I'm gonna do red. Now, if you have glue, you could glue it on, or if you wanna staple it on, totally up to you. You're gonna put some glue in the corners. And I said it should be a little bit smaller because we kind of want to leave a border of that white paper around that side. And then just kind of, you know, use your best eyeball, put it in the middle, and then glue it on. Okay, so now we have this cool little border that we've made. Now, since I used red paper, I'm gonna make my accents green around. So on this one, since I did green paper, I made my accents around the border red. So you're gonna either grab red or green, depending on what you have at home. This can be markers, it can be crayons. If you really wanna get paint out, you could get paint. I love these quick sticks. They're kind of like paint that dries super quick. If you do not have these at home, and parents, if you're looking for a fun supply that is not messy to keep at home, these are awesome, and they are called quick sticks, and you can order them on Amazon. And they are one of my favorite tools in the art room. As your kids will tell you, we use them a lot. So grab whatever you want to make your border. Crayons, markers, colored pencils, whatever you have at home. I need to get green, so I'm gonna come right back. And I need a green marker, so you keep gathering your materials. All right, we're shooting so many videos today that I think I have all my supplies, and then I don't, so sorry for the little delay there. All right, now we are going to start our border, okay? All I did was take my green marker or my pencil, if you want to do it first, and I just kind of started to break up my sides in little squares. And these don't have to be perfect. You don't have to measure them out or anything. Just kind of use your eyeball, leave some space. And I'm gonna work my way all the way around. So then I've created these boxes, these squarey, rectangle-y shapes. Now, this is totally up to you. You could do a checkerboard where you color in green, white, green, white, green, white, and just do that all the way around. If you want to do, if you see this example, I did different kind of things in each one. I used two different materials, so I used a marker in some, and then I used a quick stick in some. So I'm just going to do a few boxes for the sake of time. So I would maybe alternate with marker. And again, this is totally your creativity, so you do you. It does not have to look like mine. This is where you become the artist. I like to show you things to get started, but I definitely like to see you take over with your creativity, okay? So I did that first section. Now I might take a different material and do some fun things with that, and I'm just gonna color them in quickly with my quick stick. All right, so you're gonna work your way all the way around the border. And I say to do this first before we glue on our reindeer, because I'm gonna show you why now. Now, if we made our reindeer nice and big, he's probably gonna stick off of our page a little bit. So you can decide how you want him. If you want him to go straight up and down, you can definitely do that. If you want him to have him be a little crazy, you can do that too, because we are gonna add his antlers and then those reindeer lights that are all tangled in his antlers in just a second, okay? So, you decide where you want to glue him on. I'm going to go ahead and glue my guy. Lots of glue. Alright, so we're going to glue him on. And if it covers some of your border, that is a-okay. All right, so pretend my border on this one is dead. Now, if you have a lighter color brown, go ahead and use it. But if you have the same color brown, that's perfect too. So I have a little bit lighter shade here. So I am just gonna start to cut out 2 long, and you know, not too thick, not too thin, 2 long rectangles. And these are gonna be the start of my antlers. So I got my 2 long rectangles, and I am just gonna glue those guys in at the top, okay? And I kind of tucked them in behind my head a little bit. So I'm gonna add a little bit of glue. Make sure those are glued on. Okay. Now, we're gonna add little rectangles on each side, and there's no right or wrong to those. They're kind of like tree branches. You just add them where you want them. So taking that same light color, cutting short rectangles this time, and then gluing them on. I like to glue on the paper, on the brown paper, because then it doesn't mess my red paper up when I put it on. It stays nice and clean. Okay, just a reminder, I know I'm going fast, but I want you to take your time at home, so pause the video when you need to. Okay, I'm gonna give myself a couple more rectangles. Okay, antlers are done. Glued on, he's looking cute. Okay, now we're gonna take that black Sharpie or black marker that you have, and we're just gonna draw a line that kind of weaves in and out of our antlers. So we don't want it to go over our antlers. We want them to kind of look like they're going in and under. So we're not gonna draw on the light brown part. We're gonna draw on the red or green paper and kind of make them look like they're weaving in and out. So there is no right or wrong. You're just drawing that kind of snake line. However we want our lights to be tangled in those antlers. So see how I weaved it, but I didn't draw on the brown, the light brown. I drew on the background paper because it makes it look like then those are kind of behind the antlers instead of on top of them. Okay, now we need that white paper again that you have, okay? And again, you can keep it folded for this part because then you'll get 2 light bulbs instead of 1, save you a little bit of time. Again, I'm using a marker, you can use your pencil. Now think of a light bulb shape. It kind of curves and comes to the bottom. So it's kind of like a petal shape. And then at the top, it's kind of like a rectangle shape. Actually, more like a smaller rectangle at the top. Okay, so draw your light bulbs, and they don't have to be perfect, guys. I am sure whatever shape you come up with will be awesome. And like I said, if you double up your paper, then you have 2 light bulbs. It'll save you a little bit of time. Now these are up to you how many you want to do. So remember I doubled my paper, so I got 2 light bulbs, but you can do 4, 6, 8, however many you want to do. Then I like to take my black marker before I start coloring, and I kind of do those lines that are at the top of a light bulb. So those black lines. And then I take whatever color markers I want, and I color in my bulbs. And I like to use colors that I haven't used yet. So I've used a lot of red and green. So I'm gonna use colors that I don't have. So I chose pink and blue to start with. And remember, we're only coloring the bottom half of the bulb. We're gonna leave that black and white part like it is. So you got your bulbs, and now you can just place them wherever you want. You're gonna connect them to the black line. So you can glue those on. There's one. And again, I would add more, but for the sake of time, I'm only going to do a couple. Okay? All right, he's looking so cute. Now, Rudolph, as we know, the most famous reindeer of all, if you have glitter, because we know that Mrs. Mattingly loves her glitter, this is just an extra step, totally not needed, and don't get in trouble by your mom's dads, because I know not everyone loves glitter as much as I do. But if you want to add a little glitter to his nose, and you have some at home, a little glue, shake, shake, shake. And I always like to do it over a container, but since I don't have a container in front of me, I'm going to just do it on some extra paper. I shake off that extra glitter, and then I got my nice shiny reindeer nose. All right, guys, have so much fun with this. Be creative, have fun. You can always add more. These are just steps to help get you started. Yeah, and I'd love to see them. So send them to me on Google Classroom when you're all finished, guys. Thank you. Have a great day.